Having courage is taking action even if you're fucking scared shitless. So many people in my coaching practice always ask me, how can I develop more courage? How can I be more confident? How can I take more risk? How can I step outside my comfort zone? And my default answer always is, you just fucking do it. And that's a reality of it. You could read many books about courage. You could read about the definition of it. You could watch other people do it. And all of that kind of helps. But the best thing to do is to actually just fucking do it. And guys, you know, I am a prime example of that. You guys look at me as I'm doing all of these bold things, and you're writing to me, telling me that I'm inspiring you to do bold things as well. But I am fucking scared. I am so scared most of the time, even coming on live. Right before this, I was trying to do an Instagram story to announce this live coaching session, and I was too scared to actually do it because I'm concerned. I'm still concerned about the judgment of others, but I still push through. The more I do this, the more courageous I become. So I do want to share certain things that I do that I have shared with other people that actually works in building more courage. The first thing to do is to do hard shit. You have to do hard shit. I think we're so focused on doing many things at the same time and doing little things. So we are very busy, which is quite distracting from doing the actual thing. If there's one thing today that you want to do that is really fucking hard, maybe you want to go film a video in public. Maybe you want to have that tough conversation with that person. Maybe you want to go out there and do the craziest dance of life in the middle of the streets. Do that thing. Do not distract yourself from being fucking busy. And I think there's a huge realization that I've had recently, that even for myself and the people around me, is that we are so focused on doing so many little things that is causing us to be so busy, which is distracting us from doing the hard thing. Prioritize. If you want to be courageous, then prioritize doing that hard thing. And the second thing is, I do see someone that came on live, so hold on for a second there. The second thing is to know that you have done hard shit in your life before. Knowing that you can do it. Just the other day, I have a friend who was facing something really fucking difficult in his life. And he was just saying, like, Lily, I don't know if I can do it. This is so fucking hard. And I looked at this guy. He has done way harder shit in his life before. I just said, like, you're a badass motherfucker who's capable of way harder things. And knowing that, trusting in yourself, knowing that you could do way harder things and you have done harder things, it makes that the immediate thing that you're about to do not that hard at all. And the last thing I want to leave with is surround yourself with people that will give you the push forward, make you do harder things. And you might be the most courageous person in the group of friends that you have right now. You need to surround yourself, maybe not physically, maybe remotely, through videos, through books, and not only just reading it from a theoretical perspective, but actually from a practical perspective. Like, allow that to fill your mind, your body and soul with courage. Allow people to teach you how to be courageous versus looking at it from the outside perspective. If you're looking, one of my role models is Elon Musk. I fucking love him. And I love the courage that he has. So I could go and read all the theory behind whatever. I don't even know what the fuck he does. I think it's like something to do with space and rocket science. That's not why I watch him for. But what I really watch him for is like how bold he is to go out there and do scary things. And it makes the thing that I'm supposed to do not that scary at all. So allow them to actually fucking teach you. Okay, at this point, I'm going to invite you guys to come on my live coaching session. So if you are going to be live with me in my coaching session, I want to deliver shit ton of value. I want to be able to answer your questions. The harder the questions, the better. Okay, actually ask me a question that you want to ask, not what you think other people want you to ask. So I'm going to see who wants to join me. I think I do have someone here. Hello? Huzafa? Are you there? Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Huzafa? Are you there? All right. Hello, how are you? Hold on. There's a bit of a feedback. Let me just mute this. All right, darling. What question do you have?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me? You're live, my dear. Guys, if you are going to come on live, I want you to have one question prepared for me. Husafa, do you have a question? Okay, I think we're having some technical difficulties. That's okay. In the meantime, I'm going to actually go into the chat to see what kind of questions you guys have, as well as what comments you have over here as well. Let me see who's in the house. Okay, we got, all right, we got Tommy T in the house. Amazing. We got Husafa from Positive Academy as well. We got Zaino in the house. We got Tracy. We got Paul. What else? We got Zaino. All right, awesome. Okay, guys, I really want to answer a question for you guys. I want to deliver a shit ton of value today. Let's go. Okay, we got Zaino. We got Tracy. All right. Okay, come on, guys. Some questions. Husafa, are you still there? Do you have a question? Okay, I think we're having some technical difficulties here. Okay, so today, since I don't have any, like the technical thing did not work out, which I love. The thing is that I love when weird shit happens and things don't actually work out because it's really funny. And it's to show that we're all human. Not everything we fucking try is going to actually work, right? And I love that side to it. Is that I love when weird shit happens and things don't actually work out because so much feedback. Hold on. And it's to show that we're all human. There are a few different things going on. Right? And I love that. Oh, Lynn, we got Lynn in the house. Hey. Amazing. That's where the feedback is coming from.
I was like, it opens out on 2 pages, so I need to like close off one.
I know. This is amazing. This is like real life, courageous shit happening. Like nothing is that perfect. Everything is raw and fun. Okay, Lynn, darling, what question do you have for me?
What's the biggest struggle you've had being fully you?
The biggest struggle I have being fully me. Well, I don't know. The biggest struggle. I think one of the concerns that I've had is again the fear of judgment. And the fear of judgment is not necessarily to do with the fact that people are going to hate me for it, because I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people fucking hating me for showing up as fully myself. My biggest struggle is I'm always worried that it's going to negatively impact other people, that I might offend them, that I might not be able to deliver value. Even right now, like the biggest concern for me being live on air is that, am I able to answer the best questions? Am I able to deliver value? Because I want this to be the best part of your fucking day. And that's why it's always a concern for me. So being fully as myself, I'm like, am I actually helping people by being fully myself, or am I causing more harm than good? So that's always my big struggle. Like, I'm okay with people saying she's fucking crazy and I hate her, but I'm not okay with someone saying I'm hurt because she's being this way. So that's
I think you're bringing good value, because it means that, like, personally myself, it's been great to be able to see somebody else out there doing and being, because I feel like I'm exactly the same as, well, not exactly the same, but I'm like you in the way that you do certain things. And I find that I have the same concerns. It's not, I don't care what people think about me. Fuck, I'm happy being me. But I don't want anybody to be like, oh, well, you said this, now I'm offended, and having to go through, I explain, I'm not out to offend you, I'm just being me, and I am sorry if I have offended you. So knowing that, it's like nice to be able to see somebody going out and like charging the fort so that we can follow on behind, but go in our own directions.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing. I know, Lynn. That's why we get along so well. But I do want to help you as well. So are there any things that you're going through right now that you want me to answer? Yes. Okay.
Tonight, the band that I'm helping with has a gig. I have to approach people for future possibilities. I am nervous as hell because it'll be like the first time properly doing it, and I want to do my best. That's the whole point. I want to do my best. And I know, to put it politely, I'm going to be shitting a brick. So I may be able to build a house afterwards. It's them. So, what's your tips for it?
My tips for it is, first is knowing that your intention is pure. Because it is. You're coming from a place that you're promoting this band. So let's give a little bit of context. So Lynn is promoting a band called Shonen, right?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Awesome. I would like to get some attention on them as well. And your job is to reach out to different places to get them gigs. Is that?
They've just started to get it all together now. So it's like reaching out, helping to sort of out bands and stuff, like if we can get to work with other people, get to work with other venues, as well as getting other stuff sorted out as well. So we're just kind of reaching out, and that's pretty much my job. They're creators, and they asked me to be the one that does the running around because I'm more organized than they are. So, but yes, it's just started a good to like getting everything together, but it's the first time I'll actually be like properly, hopefully, fingers crossed, talking to people and all that lot. And I do doubt myself sometimes because I'm just like, who the fuck am I to be asking? But I know that it's not strictly for me. It's for these 5 people that I love and support, and I want to see do so bloody well, that I know that it's not for me, it's for them, and I want to see them do so well.
Yeah, I love that. The intention is out of love. I'm totally fucking up the screen, so I gotta put the screen on myself. I know, I love the fact that your intention is so pure and it comes from a place of love for the band and you want them to do well, right? And you're probably hoping that everything is gonna work out really well out of the phone call.
Well, no, we're actually at a gig and I'm gonna be asking people while we're there if there's anything like, you know, we can maybe work together or work venue and stuff like that.
Okay, I love that. I love that. And they could potentially reject you. That's a real possibility, right?
I'm
and
not tied to the outcome. I'm just literally going, putting it out there, and if something works out, great. But this is a learning experience, not just for them, but for me too. Yeah. So for me, I'm taking this as a first step to learning. But I need to take that first step because I know once I've took that first step, it's really going to help them as well.
Yeah. I think, you know, for everybody who's in a situation that you potentially have to ask someone for something, a favor, like going out there and asking for gigs, or even asking for money and asking for help, the best thing to do is just not be tied to the outcome. Like I don't always assume things are going to work out. I think that there's a real possibility that people are gonna fucking hate what I'm doing and they could reject me, and it could actually work out too. And yeah. I think this is too many people have this notion that, oh, don't worry, things are gonna be just fine. They're gonna love you. The reality is that is not the truth a lot of the time, right? Yeah. So not being attached to the outcome and just going out there, even fearing that it could potentially be the biggest fuck up of your life, not being attached to that and just celebrating the fact that you're actually doing it and you are asking is going to make you do a lot crazier shit than just asking for gigs. And this goes for everything in life.
Yeah.
And I love that, you know, I love the fact that you're okay. You're like, oh, I could get rejected. Oh, okay, that could happen.
It's right, like stupid. Like even if you get a no, the worst they can say is no. Like, or no, I'm not interested or anything like that. The worst they can say is no. So it's like, it's just practice. 9 times out of 10, it's a no anyway. You just got to keep going until you get a yeah.
Exactly. And you know, this is something that one of my friends was talking about, is that if you don't ask, then it's always a no. A no.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a British saying. One of my friends was telling me about it, that shy kids don't get candy because they don't ask.
I can't say I've heard that one before.
But that's the thing. If you're shy, then you don't actually get the thing. It's 100%.
That's a northern saying. You don't ask, you don't get. End of story.
Exactly. It's 100% a fucking no. All right, Lynn. We do have Antoine in the house. I do want to see what kind of questions he has.
Right.
Antoine, welcome. He's not there.
Is he not there? Where's he go?
I don't know. He went somewhere. Let's see if he comes back. Okay. Tommy T. You can be myself. Awesome. I love it. I love being part of that. Okay, what else we got? With super confidence and without judgment. You guys have any questions? Having my guest is a great addition. Totally adds value to this. All right, guys. I mean, this thing that I'm doing right now on Coach's Camera is a test. It's a test to see how things are going to run. I may not do it next week, but I do want to make sure that it's delivering value for you guys. So please write in the comments. If you feel you hate it, just tell me. Stop doing this. Go back to what you were doing before. That's great. If you love it, I'm going to continue on with it. But it's all part of a test, right? This is like everything is. A lot of the technology stuff is screwing up right now, which is fine. But I'll figure it out. But let me know if this is actually something you guys want to continue on with. So we got Antoine. Antoine, are you back?
Yes, I am. Sorry about that.
Welcome. How are you?
Yes, how you doing?
Good, good. Antoine, where are you from?
I'm actually from San Antonio, Texas, but I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Well, the first thing I wanted to say is this is actually interesting because I have a coaching session with you next Wednesday. So I just wanted to ask a question now, so so I can just get it out the way. One thing that keep happening to me because let me turn on a light in here. Get some light in here because it's really dark. There you go. All right, so the question I have for you is I'm a 24-year-old college senior. Mm-hmm. And I'm building a production company with other Towson University students because that's where I go, Towson University in Towson, Maryland. And I wanted to know, in your opinion, what is the best way to lead them, like go down a leadership path? Because for me, just tell you a little bit about my backstory. I don't want to take up too much time with the question. But I've been doing this since 2015 until now. And I've had multiple different groups. I've redid the group, restructured it, got new people in, and now we actually have a team that are doing things. They're really trying to help me, really trying to be a part of it. It's just the issue that I'm having is how much control should they have compared to what I have in the leadership complex? Like, should I always involve them with every decision I make? Or should I just make it? Because I feel like at times I try to please everyone instead of just trying to do what needs to be done so that I can build what I'm trying to build.
Right. So what are you trying to build?
Honestly, I want to build something that can change the media industry, that can change it for the better. Okay. It's starting off with the production company that I have, but I have this bigger plan of making this creative ecosystem that's comprised of 4 different businesses that will provide people with the resources and the know-how of how to get into the creative and entertainment and media industry without having to go to school, without having to go to New York, without having to go to LA. You can find it in more localized places like Baltimore, Seattle, Miami, things along that nature. And the first step to doing that for me was building this production company. The way we have the production company structured is similar to BuzzFeed, where we have multiple YouTube channels of different interests and of different purposes.
Okay, good. Okay, so your big mission is to create, is this ecosystem. So right now you're doing the production company as a stepping stone to that. And your concern is, are you giving up too much control? Like who should have the control in the decision making and so on?
Yeah, it is not so much of an ego thing on mine because I don't mind taking a back seat on certain things because I can't handle everything by myself, especially if I'm trying to do something like that. But I want to make sure that the people I'm putting in place don't let their own egos get in the way when it comes down to making decisions. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I think it just has to be clear communication and understanding what your role is. Have you thought about what your particular role is in this company?
Yes. For me, I feel like I kind of do what and I know this sounds crazy, but I kind of do what Gary Vee does with you're a businessman and you work with creatives. Me, I feel like I have more of the business part down. And I have more of the marketing part down of understanding that, and I can be creative, but they're more of the creative people. They're the filmmakers. They're the musicians, everything like that. And I want to put them in a place where they can have leadership. It's just I want to make sure that they understand the complexities and the responsibilities that there is to be in that role.
Great. You already have the clarity around it. So you make the decisions when it comes to the business side of it. And this is a good time to do it before your company becomes really big. I'm assuming that everyone is in agreement right now and things are going well.
Yes, for the most part, yeah.
And then, of course, there's going to be some weird shit that happens here and there that honestly, it comes down to clear communication. So if you want to just take care of the business side of it, and you're the overall visionary of how this company is going to look like, then clearly communicate that idea to the folks that are working with you. And also give them the creative control in doing what it is that they do best. So having your idea, so that way there's not a lot of conflict there. Then if you start to get in on the creative stuff, then they might be like, well, trust me in what I'm doing. And then if they go into the business side, there's just too much blurred lines in between. So keep it very clear.
Okay. And the reason why I asked that because something recently happened with what you were saying about creative control. I started taking over the overall business Instagram page. And since I took it over last Thursday, actually, it's been a week. Within that week, I've gotten 100 more followers and a lot more engagement from everyone that was on there. But the person that was handling it had a little bit of an issue with me doing that because they felt like, oh, why are you doing this? Nobody wants to see this. They're so much wrapped up in their own self-esteem on it that I was like, you know what? Am I doing the right thing? Am I, being mean to them by stepping on their toes by taking over that? Or am I doing what's right for the company and overall? So,
yeah. Well, mistakes are going to happen. And that's part of it. But from what I see it's coming from a place of love for the company for you. Your intention is not to step on toes and be mean to people. And as long as you can get that message to them, that's why you did it. Maybe have you spoken to the people about it?
Actually, I've spoken to the person about it not yesterday, but Tuesday, and we had like a big because I have my own exec board where I have like two CCOs, two COOs, one CCO, one CPO, and we were all sitting down trying to plan what do we need to do to get to the next step in moving forward in our company. And the girl who is happening with, she kind of doesn't like to communicate that to me. Like she had an issue with the vlogging that I was doing and everything like that, but I didn't find that out from her. I found that out from the guy who's working with her. And I have a little bit of an issue with that because I've always tried to be as transparent as possible with everyone that I work with. If I feel some type of way about something, I will tell you. And to me, I feel like there's nothing wrong with expecting that out of your employees if you explain that to them. And that's why I was trying to explain to her. But all she said was, oh, well, I have a problem with it, but didn't elaborate with it. Was rolling her eyes during the meeting and stuff along that nature.
Right. So this is where it's a reflection. When this kind of stuff happens, it's a reflection that there's a lack of trust in the leadership.
Okay.
And there's a lack of because she could be. I mean, it also could be that. I mean, this is a bigger issue. It's having the right fit and having the right people on your team and having everybody on board. But this is a good example in that she's not trusting that this is the right thing for the company. So building that trust with her, again, going with an honest, open conversation, letting her know, and also, I think a lot of the times with leadership roles, with you and with people who have companies, a lot of the times the ego that gets involved is that people are like, well, I'm not going to do that for him, right? You as a leader,
Yeah.
But if you make it very clear that this is actually for the company and they are for the mission and they're for the company versus actually something to do with you on a personal basis, then I think a lot of that miscommunication and the trust issues might alleviate. That's what my thinking is without actually being part of your company.
Okay. Yeah, because and then also these people are younger than me. They're not the same age as me. I don't think age has anything to do with it, because I think maturity there's nothing wrong with age, but her age is starting to show a little bit, I guess. Because she's 18, she's like turning 19 pretty soon. And she doesn't really understand it, and that's what I was trying to explain to her. And I've had this issue with other people in my group at times where they treated this, because I do a lot of work on Towson University's campus, like promoting wise and things like that. They always feel like, this is more of a student organization and not a startup. Not what I'm trying to build that into.
Hey, Antoine, maybe this is maybe you have to completely change everything around. Maybe you have to completely restructure the company and become more of a startup.
Yeah, and that's what we started to do. One thing that we said was we're going to stop meeting on Towson University's campus. We're going to start meeting off campus now. We're going to start doing a lot more stuff off campus, not so much on campus, and having a better interview process and hiring process when we bring people in.
Yeah, and it's going to happen because you are changing things around. There are certain people are not going to follow you anymore because they were attracted to more of like the student organization versus the startup. It's just you giving yourself the permission that it's going to be okay, and people are going to fall off, but new people are going to come on board. Also, another thing for you is getting clarity around what kind of leader do you want to be. You want to be the visionary that just oversees everything, or do you want to be the person in the trenches doing a lot of hand-holding? Because there will be some personal issues that will come up. With this young lady that you talked about, she's only 18, and like her age is showing a little bit. So I have to explain things to her. Like, is this a role do you even want to have? Be honest with yourself, because it's going to be a lot of headache for you to be doing everything at the same time, and just having the clarity for yourself.
And I agree. Because interesting that you said leadership role. I just got done taking a leadership communications class at the school, and something that we learned, something that my teacher was telling me is that, Antoine, you are a very wise, individual. If we sit down and talk to you, we can tell that. We can tell that real easily. You are a person that wants to be a transformational leader. Somebody that wants to help others and, inspire them and everything like that. But at the same time, you can't be a people pleaser as a transformational leader. That was interesting. My teacher said that because I talked about this scenario in class for one of my projects, and that was her same advice that she gave me. And I was like, I was really looking around. I was like, hold on, you know what? Maybe she's right. Yeah. And then you just said it too. So.
Well, there you go. Well, there are two separate things. Being a transformational leader, someone who actually helps people and inspires people, is very different from being a people pleaser. Being a people pleaser is that you're afraid to tell the truth, or you're afraid that you're going to come across a certain way because you're afraid of the judgment of others. Right? So I know it's a blurred line sometimes. Like I don't want to hurt this person's feelings, but sometimes, but you're not. That intention is not to hurt people's feelings. That intention is to help them. And sometimes it may hurt their feelings in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But in the long run, it's actually better for them. And even with this young lady, I don't want to keep bringing. Actually, I do intentionally want to keep bringing her up. Maybe it's gonna hurt her in the short while for you to tell her the truth, or maybe she's better off in a different organization because it's not a good fit, and you are not pleasing her by doing that. But in the long run, she's better off doing something else if that is the decision that both of you come up with.
Yeah, and I agree because the person that's partnered with her was even telling me, Antoine, I don't like the fact that she was doing that too, because she should be able to talk to you. We're all grown-ups here. We're not children. You shouldn't be holding our hands. You shouldn't be doing that stuff. So he's talking to her as well because here's the thing that I'm getting from her is that she has an issue when I come in and it feels like I'm trying to micromanage, but at this level, I feel like I kind of have to a little bit to make sure things are getting done. Because again, and these are people working for me. Like I have 24 employees working for me right now that I'm not paying, that are working for me because they love the vision and they love the potential in it. Like I told them what I'm trying to do and they believe in it. So there's always been that fear for me because I'm not paying these people. Can I really tell them, what to do?
So that's the thing that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
That fear is that fear is like you are associating the value you're providing them with a monetary income.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. If they believe in your vision, you're providing way more value for them than if you were to pay them, $20 an hour. Right. Your vision is going to continue. And of course, I understand that there's like bills to pay and people need money to live. I completely understand that. But if you're allowing your fear of providing value through some sort of financial compensation, and you're not actually stepping into the transformational leader role that you have, then that needs to clear up for you. Like actually believe in what you're doing and what you're saying and what your vision is. That is going to be transformational for everybody.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And thank you for that.
I know you believe it, but do you actually believe it?
I do.
In the body, yeah?
I do, but I even said this in my recent vlog because I have this vlog called That Young Entrepreneur, where I'm documenting the journey of me building a production company, especially being a young Black male in America building a production company, because that is, to me, something that you don't really see on the internet, on social media, on YouTube, people talking about that. Something that I mentioned on there is if I could go back in time and redo everything that I've done, I would have started without a team and started building it from there. Because I feel like with a team, at times I feel like I have to please them and appease them to get them to do what needs to be done. But also at the same time, I'm the leader. I can't do that all the time. I can't change what I'm doing at a blink of an eye so that I could please this person or please that person or something like that.
How about you change up your framing around it? Because you're always saying, I want to please them to do these things for me. I want to please them. What if you change that around and saying that I'm going to I'm going to inspire them. Whatever word that you want to use that is more empowering than you shrink down because you feel like you need to do certain things to get them to take action and to actually go towards this business of yours. Why don't you reframe it? Like, what is a better word to use for you that is more empowering than please?
The word that you kind of just said, empowering them to do what needs to be done and empowering them so that they can, because I've seen so many people change while being in this, even because I just had this team that I have now since January, and I've seen so many people change mentality wise. Becoming a bigger leader. Like there was one guy in there who's my chief creative officer who he didn't think he could be a leader in there. But I saw the quality in him the moment I met him, because I was like, you know what? You came up to me. You instantly started having a conversation with me, started saying, hey, I love what you're trying to do here. How can I help? Where can you put me to help?
Yeah. So
from that moment, I knew it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the right role for you. You feel good about it, and it's time to let go of the people pleaser and become the empowering person that you are. So trade those words and don't worry about pleasing. You're actually empowering people. And this is an incredible journey that you're on. This is incredible. And I want to see more of that. Are you on social? Or how are you documenting all of this?
Yes. My YouTube channel is called Creator Source Studios. That's the name of my YouTube channel. That's the name of my overall company too.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor? Can you email it to me? I think you do have my email address. Email it to me. I would love to get some love and support there as well.
All right.
Email it to me after this call.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, I think the time is 10:05, so we're a little bit over my regular. Thank you so much, Antoine. I look forward to our next coaching session, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper into the people-pleasingness and the fear behind all of that. But I think this was a really good start.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Amazing, Antoine. Thank you so much.
And you
too. Come back to my chat to see what you're up to. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Who else we got there? All right, guys. Well, you know what? I become very present when I'm in coaching sessions, and I forgot about you guys. I do apologize for that. So guys, I'm going to be back again tomorrow morning for another episode of Coach's Corner, and it's going to be from 9:30 till 10. I'm going to bring on more guests, whoever wants to join me live, but hold on, let me fix the thing. Okay, I'm back. All right. I'm still trying to figure out the whole technology thing. I want to deliver insane amount of value to you guys. So if you are going to join me live, please be prepared with a question. And I'm going to do everything I can to fucking help you there. All right, guys, have an amazing day. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.